What is up, boys and girls? Today we're going to be going over the some college football games and then my college football rankings. And so yeah, we'll go over those games and talk about them here in a minute. So let's start off with number 2 Ohio State versus number 6 Michigan. Michigan absolutely just dominated. Great game by Michigan here. I think what's gonna happen, Michigan's gonna jump up a couple spots in the playoffs and the playoff position, and Ohio State's gonna drop. But what a game here by Michigan. Not a lot to talk about on this game here. Next game, really good game. Went into 4 overtimes. Alabama versus Auburn. Number 3 Alabama versus Auburn, unranked. 24-22. I was expecting Alabama to do a lot better. If Alabama lost this game, they would have dropped out of the playoffs. But good win for them. Their quarterback for Alabama did really good. Pushed the ball. Just tried his best to get him the win. Now let's go to this game. Was amazing. It just ended a couple seconds ago. Amazing game. Number 10 Oklahoma versus number 7 Oklahoma State. What a game here. What a game. Close game. Oklahoma State had it in like the first quarter, and then the first half they ended up tying. I think it was like 24-24. Oklahoma State had a return for a touchdown, and then it was just a defensive shootout in the second half. Oklahoma got a safety and then a fumble recovery or a muffed punt for a touchdown, and that was the only points they scored in that second half. While Oklahoma State, they scored a touchdown by their quarterback run, and then that was it for them. But their defense shut out Oklahoma's offense in that second half. And then towards the end of the game, Caleb Williams had I think it was a massive run. I can't even remember. Huge run. Got him down to I think like the 25-yard line on Oklahoma State's side. And Oklahoma State just shut him down. Stopped him, and then to finish it off, Oklahoma State got the sack. Let's go over college football rankings. So I will go over what I think. This isn't like my ranking for it, but this is what I think will happen in the rankings, because it's, I don't know. If I did mine, it'd be a little bit different. So let's get into this. So number 7 Notre Dame. I think they'll just be here because they were at number, what was it, number 6, I think, last week, and they got a win, pretty dominant win over, I think it was Stanford. So yeah, not much to talk about here, but I think Notre Dame will go there. Now people are probably going to criticize me for this one, but Ohio State at number 6. I feel like they just dropped down to number 6 because there's teams that played better than them today and have a better shot at getting into the playoffs. So yeah, I think Ohio State drops to number 6. And they shot up to number 2, and then they're now dropping down to 6 for me because that game versus Michigan was not a pretty one for them. And so yeah, I don't think Ohio State played that well, and I think they're going to drop number 6. Probably a surprise for most of y'all, Oklahoma State at number 5. might be crazy, but they jump up 2 spots from number 7 to number 5. And so Oklahoma State, pretty good. If any of these teams that lose in the top 4, if any of them lose, I feel like Oklahoma State can get in. I'm really hoping for them to get into the playoffs. Number 4, Alabama, going to come as a shock, but yes, Alabama is number 4. If they would have lost to Michigan, or not to Michigan, to Auburn, they would have been out of the playoffs. I don't think it would have been over for Alabama. So if Alabama loses next week, which I don't know who they play next week, but if Alabama loses next week, I don't see them being in the playoffs. So, and I think that opens up a chance for Oklahoma State to get in. But next up, Cincinnati. I had Cincinnati moving up because they had a really dominant win this this week, and I think it would be really cool to have Oklahoma State and Cincinnati in the playoffs. But that's just me. But yeah, Cincinnati, dominant win, keep winning. That's all they keep doing. Super excited to see how Cincinnati does. But yeah, Cincinnati number 3. Number 2, I have Michigan. I just think that the playoff committee is going to move Michigan up to 2 where Ohio State was. But I wouldn't be surprised if Michigan was number 3. But yeah, dominant, as I said, dominant win over Ohio State, and yeah. And of course, everyone knows who number 1 is. It's basically locked in. Georgia at number 1. Easily. Georgia's got that number 1 spot locked in. There's no way. Totally blew out Georgia Tech. Yeah, easy W for Georgia. I don't have much to say. Georgia's got that number 1 spot locked in. Aiden said Notre Dame over Ohio State. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. No, absolutely not. Nope. UTSA is absolutely not better than Georgia. Georgia, number one ranked. They're the top seed. They're gonna win the championship. So yeah, I don't agree with that. If I were to have like my perfect playoff, it'd be to have Georgia at number 1, Cincinnati at number 2, Michigan at number 3, and Oklahoma State at number 4. But that's what I think for the rankings. Next Sunday I think is when they do their final rankings and do all the New Year's Eve bowl games and all that stuff. So I will do my rankings next Saturday night for the college football rankings. And yeah. So that's about it for my stream here. So I will see you guys in the next video. I'm out.